Have you ever walked into a room and completely forgotten why you went there? Or found yourself searching for your glasses, only to realize they've been sitting on your head the whole time? Maybe you've forgotten a familiar name, misplaced your keys, or struggled to remember a conversation you had just yesterday. If that sounds familiar, you're not alone. Many adults over 65 notice changes in their memory as they age. While some forgetfulness can be a normal part of getting older, growing evidence suggests that everyday habits, including what you eat, may play a role in supporting long-term brain health. The encouraging news is that nutrition is one of the factors you can actually control. Today, we're going to explore 3 everyday foods that research has linked with healthy brain function and memory support. These foods aren't expensive supplements or trendy superfoods. In fact, you can probably find them at your local grocery store. Stay with me until the end, because the third food surprises many people, and it's one of the easiest to add to your daily routine. My name is Dr. Ethan Brooks, and for more than 2 decades, I've focused on helping older adults understand how nutrition and lifestyle choices can support healthy aging. Throughout my career, I've seen one common pattern. Many people believe memory loss is simply something they have to accept after retirement. But in many cases, there are opportunities to support brain health through consistent everyday habits. That doesn't mean food can cure memory disorders or replace medical treatment. It can't. But healthy eating, regular physical activity, quality sleep, and staying mentally active are all part of maintaining brain health as we grow older. One story that always stays with me is a woman I'll call Margaret, a retired teacher in her late 60s. Margaret wasn't experiencing anything severe. She simply noticed she was forgetting appointments more often and struggling to concentrate while reading. Her doctor ruled out serious medical causes and encouraged healthy lifestyle changes. Together, we looked at her daily routine. She rarely ate fish. Fresh berries were almost never on her shopping list. And leafy vegetables? Only once every week or two. Instead of making dramatic changes overnight, Margaret focused on adding more nutrient-rich foods to her meals, taking daily walks, improving her sleep schedule, and keeping her mind active with reading and puzzles. Several months later, she told me she felt more focused, more energetic, and more confident about her memory. Everyone's experience is different, of course. There are no guarantees, and nutrition isn't a substitute for professional medical care. But stories like Margaret's remind us that small, consistent habits can make a meaningful difference over time. So why does memory often seem to change after age 65? The answer begins inside your brain. Your brain is made up of billions of nerve cells that communicate through tiny electrical and chemical signals. Every memory you form, from your grandchild's birthday to where you parked your car, depends on these cells working together efficiently. As we age, several natural changes can affect that process. The body becomes less efficient at repairing cells. Inflammation may gradually increase. Blood vessels can become less flexible, reducing healthy blood flow to the brain. Oxidative stress, caused by unstable molecules known as free radicals, can also place added strain on brain cells. None of this means memory decline is inevitable. In fact, researchers continue to study how healthy eating patterns may help support normal brain function by providing nutrients involved in protecting cells, reducing inflammation, and supporting circulation. Think of your brain like a high-performance engine. Even the best engine struggles when it's supplied with poor-quality fuel. The same idea applies to your brain. Every meal is an opportunity to provide nutrients that support your body's normal functions, or to miss that opportunity. That's why today's 3 foods have attracted so much scientific interest. They're rich in nutrients that have been associated with healthy brain aging, and they're simple enough for most people to include in a balanced diet. But before we reveal those foods, there's something just as important. Many people unknowingly follow habits that may work against their brain health every single day. In the next section, we'll uncover 3 common mistakes that could be preventing your brain from getting the nutrition it needs, and why avoiding these traps may be just as important as choosing the right foods. Before we talk about the foods that may help support memory, we need to address something that often gets overlooked. In my experience, it's not just what people fail to eat. It's the everyday habits that quietly work against their brain health. Many older adults spend money on expensive supplements while continuing routines that may undermine the very memory they're trying to protect. Starting the day with a high-sugar breakfast. Imagine your brain as a car that needs a steady supply of fuel. Now imagine filling that car with fuel that burns quickly, leaving you stranded a few miles down the road. That's similar to what can happen when breakfast consists mainly of sugary cereals, pastries, sweetened coffee drinks, or refined white bread. These foods can cause blood sugar to rise rapidly and then fall just as quickly. Those fluctuations may leave you feeling tired, unfocused, or mentally sluggish. Over time, consistently poor dietary patterns have been associated with a higher risk of conditions that can also affect brain health, including type 2 diabetes and cardiovascular disease. Healthy blood vessels are essential because your brain depends on a constant supply of oxygen and nutrients. When circulation is compromised, brain cells don't receive the support they need to function at their best. One gentleman I'll call Robert, age 71, told me he always felt foggy before lunchtime. His typical breakfast? A large sweet pastry and 2 cups of coffee loaded with sugar. By 11 a.m., he struggled to remember simple errands and often felt exhausted. After discussing healthier breakfast options with his healthcare team, Robert gradually replaced sugary pastries with oatmeal, Greek yogurt, berries, and a handful of walnuts. Within a few weeks, he noticed something interesting. He wasn't claiming a miracle. He simply felt more alert through the morning and found it easier to stay focused during conversations and daily activities. Small changes, repeated consistently, can sometimes have a surprisingly meaningful impact. Not eating enough colorful plant foods. Here's a question. When was the last time your dinner plate contained 3 different colors from fruits or vegetables? If you have to think about it, you're not alone. Many seniors eat plenty of calories, but surprisingly few foods rich in vitamins, minerals, and plant compounds that help protect cells from oxidative stress. Oxidative stress is a natural process that increases as we age. Think of it as everyday wear and tear on the body's cells. Over time, that wear and tear may affect many organs, including the brain. Colorful fruits and vegetables contain naturally occurring compounds, including flavonoids and carotenoids, that researchers continue to study for their role in supporting healthy aging. Unfortunately, convenience foods often replace these nutrient-rich options. Frozen dinners, processed snacks, and fast food may save time, but they usually provide fewer of the protective nutrients found in whole foods. One woman I'll call Linda, age 69, admitted that vegetables rarely made it onto her plate. "I've just gotten out of the habit," she told me. Together, we created one simple goal. Instead of trying to overhaul every meal, she committed to adding just one colorful fruit or vegetable to lunch and dinner each day. Sometimes it was spinach, other times blueberries, red bell peppers, broccoli, carrots. Months later, Linda told me she felt proud that eating healthier had become automatic instead of something she had to force herself to do. That's an important lesson. Healthy habits don't have to be perfect. They simply need to be consistent. Now you might be wondering, if these mistakes are so common, what should I actually be eating instead? That's exactly what we're about to explore. The first food on today's list has been studied extensively for the unique healthy fats it provides to the brain. And surprisingly, many adults over 65 still don't eat enough of it. Stay with me, because food number 1 may become the easiest brain-friendly addition to your weekly shopping list. Thinking 1. Miracle. Food can fix everything. One of the biggest misconceptions I hear is this: "Doctor, just tell me the one food I should eat." I understand why people ask. Life is busy, and simple answers are appealing. But your brain doesn't work that way. Memory depends on many factors working together. Nutrition is important, but so are physical activity, quality sleep, managing chronic conditions, staying socially connected, and keeping your mind engaged. No single food can prevent memory loss or replace medical care. Instead, think of your brain like a garden. A garden doesn't thrive because of one perfect plant. It flourishes because it receives the right combination of sunlight, water, healthy soil, and consistent care. Your brain works much the same way. The good news is that every healthy choice you make adds another drop of water to that garden. You don't need perfection, you need consistency. One of my former patients, I'll call him George, a retired engineer in his 70s, spent hundreds of dollars each month on supplements he saw advertised online. Yet his daily meals were mostly processed foods, he rarely exercised, and he slept fewer than 6 hours each night. When his physician confirmed there wasn't a single pill that could replace healthy habits, George shifted his focus. He began walking most mornings, eating more whole foods, limiting ultra-processed snacks, and establishing a regular bedtime. Several months later, he told me something that stuck with me. He said, "I stopped looking for miracles and started building routines." That's a mindset worth remembering. Now, let's talk about the first food that deserves a place on your grocery list. Hashtag food number 1, fatty fish. If you've watched health documentaries or read about brain nutrition, you've probably heard people mention salmon. There's a good reason for that. Fatty fish such as salmon, sardines, trout, herring, and mackerel are rich in omega-3 fatty acids, especially DHA, a structural fat that is naturally found in high concentrations in the brain. Researchers continue to study omega-3 fats because they're involved in maintaining normal brain cell structure and communication. While no food can guarantee a sharper memory, diets that include fish regularly have been associated with healthy brain aging in many observational studies. So how can you make this practical? Here's a simple plan. Aim to include fatty fish 1 or 2 times each week, unless your healthcare professional has advised otherwise. If fresh fish isn't convenient or affordable, frozen or canned options packed in water can also be nutritious choices. Try grilled salmon with steamed vegetables. Add canned sardines to whole grain toast. Mix tuna with plain Greek yogurt instead of mayonnaise for a lighter lunch. Small, realistic changes are far more sustainable than dramatic overhauls. And remember, if you don't eat fish because of allergies, dietary preferences, or other medical reasons, talk with your healthcare provider before considering omega-3 supplements. They can help you decide what's appropriate for your individual needs. This first food is an excellent foundation. But the next one may surprise you even more. It's colorful, naturally sweet, and packed with compounds that researchers have been studying for years because of their potential role in supporting healthy brain function. If you've ever skipped it in the produce aisle, you may want to think twice. Let's take a closer look. Food number 2, berries. Blueberries often receive the most attention, but strawberries, blackberries, and raspberries are excellent choices as well. What makes them so special? Their vibrant colors come from natural plant compounds called anthocyanins, a type of flavonoid. Scientists continue to study these compounds because of their antioxidant and anti-inflammatory properties, which may help protect cells, including brain cells, from everyday oxidative stress. Remember, oxidative stress is part of normal aging. Your body has natural defenses against it, but those defenses can become less efficient over time. That's one reason why diets rich in colorful fruits and vegetables are consistently associated with better overall health. Think of antioxidants like a maintenance crew. Every day, your body experiences normal wear and tear. Antioxidants help support the body's natural systems that respond to that wear and tear. While berries aren't a cure for memory loss, regularly including them as part of a balanced diet may support overall brain health. A story that illustrates the difference. Let me tell you about someone I'll call Helen, a retired librarian in her early 70s. Helen loved desserts. Every evening she reached for cookies, ice cream, or pastries after dinner. Instead of asking her to give up dessert completely, we made one simple change. 3 nights a week, she replaced her usual dessert with a bowl of fresh blueberries and strawberries topped with plain Greek yogurt and a sprinkle of chopped walnuts. At first, she wasn't convinced. "It doesn't feel like dessert," she laughed. But after a few weeks, she discovered she genuinely enjoyed the fresh flavors. More importantly, she found that making one healthy choice often led to another. She became more mindful about her meals, started walking after dinner, and gradually built habits she could maintain. That's an important lesson. Healthy aging isn't about one perfect food. It's about creating a pattern of choices that work together. How to add more berries to your routine. Many people assume berries are expensive or only available during certain seasons. The good news? Frozen berries are an excellent option. They're typically frozen soon after harvest, making them a convenient choice year-round. Here are a few easy ideas. Add a handful of blueberries to oatmeal at breakfast. Blend frozen berries into a smoothie with milk or yogurt. Mix strawberries into plain yogurt for an afternoon snack. Sprinkle raspberries over a salad for a naturally sweet flavor. Enjoy a small bowl of mixed berries instead of a sugary dessert. The goal isn't to eat berries every hour of the day. It's simply to make them a regular part of your weekly routine. Why consistency matters more than quantity. One question I hear all the time is, how many blueberries do I need to eat? The truth is, there isn't a magic number. Brain health is influenced by your overall eating pattern, not one oversized serving of a single food. A small serving several times a week, combined with other nutritious foods, is likely to be more beneficial than eating a huge amount once a month. That's why nutrition experts often recommend focusing on dietary patterns rather than superfoods. Your brain benefits from consistency. A quick reminder before we continue. If you're finding this information helpful, take just a moment to support the channel. Click the like button if you're committed to taking better care of your brain as you age. And if you enjoy practical, science-informed videos about healthy aging, nutrition, and staying active after 60, be sure to subscribe and turn on notifications. Our goal is simple: to help you make informed choices that support a healthier, more independent life. Now, we've covered 2 remarkable foods, but the final food on today's list is one that many people overlook completely. In fact, countless seniors eat far less of it than experts recommend. Yet it's packed with nutrients that support not only your brain, but also your heart, your eyes, and your overall health. Let's reveal the final and perhaps most underrated food on our list. We've reached the final food on today's list. If you've stayed with me this far, you've probably noticed a pattern. None of the foods we've discussed are exotic. None require a prescription, and none promise miracles. Instead, they're everyday foods that, when eaten consistently as part of a balanced lifestyle, may help support healthy brain function as we age. The third food is one that many people know they should eat, but far too few actually do. Food number 3, leafy green vegetables. Think spinach, kale, Swiss chard, collard greens, romaine lettuce, arugula, and other dark green vegetables. These foods are rich in nutrients that play important roles throughout the body, including vitamin K, folate, lutein, and other vitamins and minerals. Researchers continue to study how dietary patterns that include leafy greens may support healthy brain aging. Why? Because brain cells rely on a steady supply of nutrients to function properly. Leafy greens also fit naturally into eating patterns that are associated with better heart health. And what's good for your heart is often good for your brain, since healthy blood flow helps deliver oxygen and nutrients where they're needed. Think of leafy greens as daily maintenance for your body. They won't transform your health overnight, but over months and years, small choices can add up. An illustrative story. I'd like to share the story of someone I'll call James, a 74-year-old grandfather. James wasn't fond of vegetables. "If it's green," he joked, "it's probably not going on my plate." Instead of asking him to overhaul his entire diet, we focused on one realistic goal. He agreed to include one serving of leafy greens each day. Some days that meant adding spinach to an omelet. Other days, it meant a side salad with lunch or stirring chopped kale into a homemade soup. At first, it felt like a chore, but after several weeks, it became part of his routine. What made the biggest difference wasn't one vegetable, it was the habit itself. As he became more intentional about his meals, he also started walking more regularly and drinking more water. Healthy habits often build on one another. That's why it's so important to start with changes you can realistically maintain. Your simple 7-day memory support plan. Now let's bring everything together. If you want to put today's information into practice, here's a simple 1-week plan. Your day 1. Add a serving of berries to your breakfast. Day 2. Replace one processed snack with a piece of fruit and a handful of unsalted nuts. Day 3. Include a leafy green vegetable with either lunch or dinner. Day 4. Enjoy a meal featuring fatty fish, such as salmon, sardines, trout, or mackerel, if appropriate for your diet. Day 5. Take a 20 to 30-minute walk, if your healthcare provider says it's safe. Physical activity supports overall health, including healthy blood flow. Day 6. Challenge your brain. Read a book, work on a puzzle, learn a new recipe, or call a friend for a meaningful conversation. Day 7. Review your week. Ask yourself, which healthy habit felt easiest? Which one do you want to continue next week? What's one small improvement you can make moving forward? Notice that this plan isn't about perfection. It's about creating a routine you can continue for months, not just 7 days. Let's take a moment to recap today's 3 foods. Food number 1, fatty fish, which provides omega-3 fatty acids that play important roles in normal brain structure and function. Food number 2, berries, which are rich in natural plant compounds that researchers continue to study for their role in healthy aging. Food number 3, leafy green vegetables, packed with nutrients that support overall health and fit well within eating patterns associated with healthy brain aging. Remember, these foods are not cures for memory disorders, and they cannot replace medical evaluation or treatment. If you or someone you love notices significant or worsening memory problems, it's important to speak with a qualified healthcare professional. What these foods can do is become part of a balanced lifestyle that supports your brain, heart, and overall well-being. And that's something worth investing in, one meal at a time. In our final section, we'll bring everything together with one powerful message that could change the way you think about aging, along with one last request that helps us continue sharing evidence-informed content for seniors around the world. Before we finish today's video, I'd like you to remember one important message. Growing older does not mean giving up on your brain. Yes, aging brings changes. You may notice it takes a little longer to remember a name. You may occasionally forget where you left your reading glasses, or you might walk into a room and briefly forget why you went there. These moments can happen, but they don't define you. More importantly, they don't mean you should stop investing in your health. The remarkable thing about the human body is that it continues to respond to healthy habits, even later in life. Every nutritious meal, every walk around the neighborhood, every good night's sleep, every conversation with a friend, every crossword puzzle, every decision to choose whole foods over ultra-processed snacks. These are small deposits into what I like to call your brain health savings account. Just like saving money for retirement, you don't build security with one large deposit. You build it through small, consistent contributions over time. Your brain works in much the same way. The 3 foods to remember. If you don't remember anything else from today's video, remember these 3 foods. Fatty fish, a source of omega-3 fats that support normal brain structure and function. Berries, rich in naturally occurring antioxidants and flavonoids that are being studied for their role in healthy brain aging. Leafy green vegetables, packed with vitamins, minerals, and plant nutrients that contribute to overall health and fit into dietary patterns associated with healthy cognitive aging. No miracle, no expensive supplement, no secret formula, just simple, wholesome foods that can become part of a balanced lifestyle. A few extra habits that matter. Before we say goodbye, let me leave you with 5 habits that work alongside healthy eating. Stay physically active as your abilities allow. Aim for consistent, quality sleep. Keep your blood pressure, blood sugar, and cholesterol under control with guidance from your healthcare provider. Check mark. Stay socially connected with family and friends. Check mark. Keep learning. Read books, play games, solve puzzles, or pick up a new hobby. Brain health isn't built in the kitchen alone. It's built through the choices you make every day. After spending years talking with older adults, I've learned something important. The people who stay the healthiest aren't necessarily the ones with perfect genetics. They're the ones who never stop believing that today's choices can improve tomorrow. They understand that healthy aging isn't about chasing youth. It's about protecting independence. It's about remembering your grandchildren's birthdays. It's about enjoying conversations without worrying about every forgotten word. It's about feeling confident enough to travel, volunteer, garden, cook, read, laugh, and continue living the life you've worked so hard to build. That's what this channel is really about, helping you stay healthy enough to enjoy the moments that matter most. I'd love to hear from you. Now I'd like to ask you a question. Which of today's 3 foods do you already eat the most? Fatty fish berries, leafy greens? Or is there one you'd like to start including more often? Leave your answer in the comments below. I read as many of your comments as I can, and your experiences often inspire future videos. You may even encourage someone else who is just beginning their healthy aging journey. If you found today's video informative, please take a moment to click the like button. It helps more seniors discover practical, evidence-informed information about healthy aging. And if you're new here, subscribe and turn on the notification bell. Every week, we share videos about healthy foods for adults over 60, brain and memory support, heart health, muscle strength and mobility, joint comfort, healthy aging backed by current nutrition and lifestyle guidance. Our goal is simple: to help you stay active, informed, and independent for as many years as possible. Thank you for spending part of your day with me. I'm Dr. Ethan Brooks, and I'll see you in the next video. Until then, take care of your brain, take care of your body, and remember, it's never too late to nourish your health, one meal, one habit, and one day at a time.